Hello everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, details on a number of bad accidents, including in Herman where a motorcyclist was killed last night. Plus how a reduction in state police patrols is impacting crime fighting in Washington County. And a unique project at Colby College is studying how wildfire smoke is impacting our atmosphere. We'll tell you all about it. Good morning, everyone. I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us on this Friday morning. Emma Smith has the day off. We'll get to all those stories and more coming up. But first, a check of that forecast. Looks like clouds are moving in today. We'll still see some sunshine today, but it will be much more cloudy and still hot and humid today. The big story, though, it looks like the weekend looking like it's going to shape up to be cloudy with a chance of thunderstorms, and they could be strong at times. For more on what we can expect, let's turn things over to Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, Craig, thank you very much. Happy Friday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Dirt Road Acres, your #1 dispensary providing outstanding customer service and award-winning knowledge at most affordable prices. As we get into things this morning, there was an aerial flood advisory issued for a while this morning for parts of Washington County because of some heavy rainfall that have since fallen in those areas. And we take a look at the radar in a few seconds, we'll show you that. But of course, on top of that, though, areas of dense fog developing this morning. So in Washington County, it looks like we have some fog and some aerial flooding that's taking place this morning, so not a good combo there. But other spots are waking up to some fog in a few areas. But otherwise, here's the radar. You can see the showers and storms that have developed. They've been tracking from the west, going to the east, kind of moving over the same area. That's why an aerial flood advisory has been issued, because there's been some heavy downpours with some of those showers and storms as well. As we do zoom things out, though, we're starting to catch a little bit of a break looking further off towards the west. Overall, we should be dry today with a mostly cloudy sky, but chances for showers and thunderstorms will start to pick up again later on tonight. Mostly cloudy today, maybe some sunshine late in the day as well. A few showers and storms are possible again later on tonight and parts of early tomorrow morning. As for the winds, not bad, roughly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour, maybe more gusty ones along the coast near the ocean area, but nothing too extreme on the way, at least anytime soon. So our hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing a mostly cloudy sky, temperatures rising into the 80s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig?
All right, thank you very much, Devin. We'll see you later on. A motorcyclist was killed last night following a terrible crash in Herman. The Penobscot County Sheriff's Office says emergency crews were called to Route 2 around 7:43 last night. A motorcycle had collided with two other vehicles near the intersection with the Annis Road, the site of so many serious crashes in the past. The cyclist was transported to Northern Light Hospital, where he died from his injuries. The driver in one of the cars received minor injuries, the other driver not hurt. The accident is now under investigation, and officials say they'll release more information in the coming days. Meanwhile, a motorcyclist was also killed yesterday following a bad crash in Auburn. The initial investigation determined that a pickup truck towing a trailer was exiting Wallingford's equipment when it collided with a motorcycle traveling northbound on the Turner Road. The operator of the motorcycle died at the scene. The driver of the pickup truck not hurt. The Auburn Police Department is now being assisted by the Maine State Police and Lewiston Police as they investigate. Further details of the crash are not being released at this time. Emergency crews were also called to a crash in Heartland just before noon yesterday, where they found a 20-year-old man had been partially ejected from a vehicle. According to first responders on the scene, it appears that the car crossed over the line, or car rolled over and crossed the road, landing on its side. They say they believe speed was a factor. The occupant was taken to the hospital by Life Flight helicopter with a head injury. Accident reconstruction teams also called to the scene to investigate the crash. We'll bring you more details when they become available. And a vehicle fire on the interstate in Sydney triggered 2 crashes as part of a chain reaction there. The vehicle fire happened just after 3:30 Wednesday afternoon. The driver and sole occupant, 46-year-old Gerald Foss of Winslow, managed to pull the car over to the breakdown lane and get out safely before the car was fully engulfed in flames. A state police spokesperson says smoke could be seen from a distance and traffic was reduced to 1 lane. As traffic was slowing down, a 4-vehicle crash occurred. That delayed the fire department and brought traffic to a complete stop. 1 person was taken to the hospital with minor injuries from that crash. Officers cleared it up, but then traffic was still backed up, and yet another crash involving 4 more vehicles happened when a person braked for the slow-moving traffic. 4 more people were taken to the hospital with minor injuries from that 3rd accident at the same location. Well, Waterville police have arrested a suspect in connection with a shooting at the Nissen Country Kitchen and Bakery outlet, and that individual is out on bail this morning. According to Waterville Police Chief William Bonney, 25-year-old Christopher McKenna of Winslow was arrested in connection with the shooting on Wednesday. McKenna is now charged with reckless conduct with a dangerous weapon, which is a felony. In a statement from Waterville Police, they say the incident happened at around 3:40 Wednesday afternoon. Officers learned prior to arriving on the scene that shots had been fired and a male individual transported himself to a nearby hospital to receive treatment. Police say as they investigated, they determined that McKenna was the one who shot the victim. Chief Bonney says the incident likely occurred from an altercation that happened earlier in the day.
There was a previous altercation earlier in the day, and that carried over to the Country Kitchen here in Waterville, where the two men continued to have this altercation, which resulted in shots being fired.
Chief Bonney says he expects there will be more charges to come in the near future. They did not release details about the extent of the victim's injuries, other than to say they are not considered life-threatening. That case remains under investigation. A Canaan man who beat his girlfriend to death has died in prison. The Department of Corrections reports that 53-year-old Shannon Atwood passed away yesterday at the Mountain View Correctional Facility in Charleston. Atwood was convicted in 2008 for the murder of Cheryl Murdoch of Waterville. He had been charged with murdering his estranged wife Shirley Moon Atwood, but that charge was dropped. His death will now be investigated by the Attorney General's office, which is standard procedure when an inmate dies while incarcerated. Since 2019, the Maine State Police have decreased the amount of troopers patrolling throughout Maine's 16 counties. This adjustment has put counties like Washington County in a tough situation. Our Doug Banks has the story.
Washington County is over 3,000 square miles of mountain ranges and a fast-paced Route 9. 32,000 people call Washington County home, and all of this covered by only 14 Washington County Sheriff's deputies. With 3,000 complaints per year in the county, responsibilities used to be shared between the Sheriff's Office and the Maine State Police.
We went to 50-50 sharing complaints to a third of the complaints being shared, down to we're not going to be able to do that anymore.
This has impacted the Sheriff's Office by having fewer deputies patrolling the speed limit and triggering a pecking order of sorts in terms of which complaints they need to attend to first.
We've had to tell these towns, and they've actually put money up for it, and we told them just that we can't do it.
Lieutenant Michael Johnston manages Washington, Penobscot, Hancock, and Piscataquis counties for Maine State Police.
We have renegotiated a resource coordination agreement with the Washington County Sheriff's Office. We have not abandoned Washington County. I would certainly take exception to the characterization that we have pulled out of Washington County.
According to Lieutenant Johnston, reasons for this include no increase in headcount since 1977, multiple troopers coming up on retirement, COVID-19 putting a temporary pause on hiring, and a, quote, anti-police sentiment has hindered recruitment.
It's been the perfect storm of factors that have resulted in us having to prioritize and make some adjustments to where we're providing services.
Next week, a meeting between Maine State Police and police commissioners from all 16 counties will be held to see what's next moving forward.
We both are dealing with challenges right now, but how do we come together to try to provide the best service?
What's going to happen in Augusta? What can they do to help us or not help us?
In Machias, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
In other news, a little-known Republican presidential candidate filed a lawsuit Wednesday that seeks to disqualify former President Trump from being on Maine's 2024 ballot. The suit from John Anthony Castro is part of a flurry of challenges he has filed to Trump's candidacy in many states. A former federal prosecutor reportedly called the attempts as a Hail Mary, although election officials in Maine and elsewhere are examining the legal arguments. Castro of Mansfield, Texas, filed the complaint in U.S. District Court in Portland and named Trump and Maine Secretary of State Shenna Bellows as defendants. It argues Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution should disqualify Trump from being on the ballot. That amendment disqualifies people who have engaged in insurrection or rebellion from holding office. Well, with the looming threat of another government shutdown, we sat down with Senator Angus King yesterday to discuss the ramifications of a shutdown and how he and other lawmakers are working to prevent it. A proposal co-sponsored by fellow senators, including James Lankford, aims to keep lawmakers in Washington until the budget issues are settled, effectively avoiding a shutdown. King states it would force officials to, quote, stay after school until you get your homework done. This would entail no recesses, no air travel paid for by taxpayers or campaigns, and asks that officials stay in Washington, putting maximum pressure on members to get that job done.
Yes, we can have differences about budgets and about spending and about revenues and all of those kinds of things, but our system is designed for debate and decision making, and there's no reason that we can't get these decisions made on time.
King says government shutdowns serve no useful purpose and that analysis of previous shutdowns shows a net cost of billions. King also noted this issue is not a partisan issue and the proposal boasts a high-ranking group of bipartisan officials who all reached an agreement on it. Well, a plant on the Mid-Coast that's been making cement for the last 100 years is being shut down. Dragon Cement is New England's only cement plant, and the closure will eventually put 65 people out of work. Brad Rogers looks at the reason for the shutdown and the impact of the closing.
Dragon has supplied cement to some of New England's largest hospitals and airports, even the Casco Bay Bridge. But now its parent company, Giant Cement out of Spain, plans to shut down the plant due to rising operation and shipping costs.
Fuel cost, labor costs, everything.
Steve is one of 65 employees at the plant. He says he doesn't understand the logic of closing the only cement plant in all of New England.
This place has been here for over 100 years. It's the only one in New England. They got to ship cement from Spain to Boston, then bring it into New Hampshire. Give me a break.
In a statement, the company's VP of Operations says despite our best efforts, these actions are necessary for the long-term sustainability of our business. The closure announcement, though, coming just 4 months after a federal agency cited the plant for 33 safety violations.
I've got quite a few years, and now I got to start over. They don't care.
Thomaston's town manager says Dragon Cement is one of their biggest employers and the largest contributor to their tax base. He doesn't know yet the full implications the closure will have on the town.
Now what? Is it going to, what is going to fill that space? Is it just going to sit there? That is a huge loss. People will be out of work.
The good thing is we're resilient and we're in need of good skilled workers.
The local Chamber of Commerce plans to work with other agencies to either find jobs for these workers or keep the plant open.
We will be working with the parties involved to see if we can keep that plant as a viable operation.
Keep it open.
Yeah, that would be great.
The plant's closure will be a gradual one starting in December of this year and closing in early 2025. Layoffs will start later this year as well.
And that was Brad Rogers reporting. The Levant Fire Department has some new equipment to help them save lives. They were one of the first departments in the area to get hydraulic jaws of life years ago. Well, thanks to ARPA funds from the Penobscot County Commissioners and town funding, they have now been able to get a brand new battery-operated set. Fire Chief Eric Strout says the updated equipment is more powerful and will be a big improvement.
We can go to work with limited resources. We all know we're struggling to get the resources in the public safety field, but with having these set of jaws battery operated, cuts that time in half, but also the manpower challenge that we face.
Department members are now training to use the new Jaws of Life, and they plan to put the old set up for sale. One of the busiest fire departments around. They're one of the mutual aid responders that responds to a lot of calls, so those Jaws of Life will benefit people in other communities as well. Well, the time now is 8:15. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, a ribbon cutting in Augusta where people are celebrating an expansion that will help families and children with disabilities. But first, another check of that weather forecast. Looks like a cloudy day ahead today with hot and humid conditions. The highs will be up near 86 degrees. Mostly cloudy with a chance of a thunderstorm overnight. Lows dropping down to the upper 60s. Tomorrow, another cloudy day on the way with more scattered showers and thunderstorms. The high on Saturday around 82.
Toyota trains certified technicians. Is that important?
Well, you wouldn't hire just anyone to help you move, would you?
No.
Of course not.
Not again.
Keep your long-lasting Toyota fuel-efficient and dependable. Contact your New England Toyota dealer today to learn about affordable September service offers that use quality, genuine Toyota parts. Toyota Service Centers. Keep your Toyota a Toyota.
Hey, Red Sox fans, you've got to play You Pick 'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Local weekly winners receive prizes from Herman Meadow Golf Club or The Local. Register now at foxbangor.com. You Pick 'em Red Sox is sponsored by Bruns Chiropractic Clinic in Bangor, Eddington Store in Eddington, Main Collision Center in Bangor, and Twin City Tile in Brewer.
On the next Last Man Standing.
We want to talk to you about the benefits of college.
Eve's college plans are up in the air.
You really got into the Air Force Academy?
I really did.
Well, your first mission will be to see if you can survive telling your mom.
So how are we going to tell Mom?
I got to get her in a good mood, that's for sure. That'll involve a movie, some ice cream, and I may have to touch her feet.
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, a decade of hard work and planning culminated in a ribbon-cutting ceremony for a multi-million-dollar expansion of a children's intervention center. Our Devin Dagnall has the story.
And then we're told that they got 100, 150 kids on the waiting list. I said, well, what can we do to help that? Well, this is what we did to help that, all right? And
despite the day's sweltering sun, the Children's Center in Augusta hosted a ribbon-cutting ceremony to unveil its new expansion that cost over $5 million. The expansion will allow the center to better accommodate families and children with special needs in the Central Maine area.
For over 10 years, we've had wait lists of 150 kids or more. Sometimes it would get down to closer to 100, but we average over the last 10 years about 150 kids on wait lists. This expansion, it's 14,000 square feet, so it more than doubles our treatment and intervention space. That means that we can accommodate those 150 kids that are on those wait lists.
For decades, the Children's Center has provided intervention for children with special educational and behavioral needs with an emphasis on early intervention. Executive Director of the center, Jeff Johnson, says by expanding the center and eliminating the wait list, his organization will be able to make a larger impact on these children.
Hold on 1 second.
Children like Kelly Gleason's two daughters, one of which who recently graduated from the program and the other who is still currently enrolled.
The moment we found out that Emma had a spot at the Children's Center, I almost burst into tears. The feeling of relief that came over me was just overwhelming. I knew that Emma would be okay and that our family would be okay.
Gleason says the center's early intervention has helped her daughter, who was diagnosed with level 3 autism spectrum disorder, grow in ways that still amaze her.
Emma's developmental improvements and achievements at the Children's Center are obvious to everyone who knows and loves her.
In Augusta, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, there are more Atlantic salmon in U.S. rivers than there have been in more than a decade. It's raising hopes that they may be weathering a number of ecological threats and that conservation efforts might be proving effective. Maine state data shows that officials counted more than 1,500 of the salmon in the Penobscot River, which is home to the country's largest run of Atlantic salmon. That is the most since 2011, when researchers counted about 2,900 of them. The salmon were once abundant in American rivers, but overfishing, loss of habitat, and pollution have reduced their populations to only a handful of rivers here in Maine. A group in Waterville is doing research on an issue that's caused widespread smoke and haze across the United States: wildfires. Our Matthew Dronsick with that story.
A few years ago, Colby College assistant chemistry professor Greg Droz was looking at molecules in the atmosphere that absorb light and how they warm up the Earth. Studying brown carbon with his team, they made a discovery.
The types of molecules we started studying turned out that they're related to forest fires.
So it's been pretty timely in the sense that we've seen a really huge surge in forest fires in the last couple years.
When a fire occurs, chemical reactions form because of molecules in the air that are absorbing sunlight, resulting in unique chemistry changes. Yet brown carbon is different. Its unique chemistry change happens over time in a process known as photobleaching, something Droz compares to leaving something outside and seeing it change color over time. This slow process causes new types of brown carbon to form, absorbing more sunlight and becoming hotter.
What we're interested in is what types of molecules are absorbing light in the atmosphere as a result of being emitted from a forest fire, and then what happens to those molecules after they're exposed to light.
The group is following the same formula in causing this reaction, using vanillin, a component of brown carbon that is released during wildfires in ultraviolet lights. And the results are not what you'd expect.
What we found is that it does look like some of the products are more absorbing than we might have thought, and that those might decrease the rate of photobleaching.
While further testing awaits the group, member Sam Skiffington says he remains hopeful with the impact this research will bring.
Hopefully this will help us be able to map and predict the health outcomes for wildfires in the future and hopefully try to protect more people.
In Waterville, Matthew Juroncic, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, the time now is 8:22. Coming up after the break, climate protesters cause a delay in the action at the U.S. Open, plus the latest on the search for an escape killer who is still on the run in Pennsylvania, keeping residents pretty stressed out there. We'll have those stories and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
I grew up in Madawaska, Maine. I am a college student. I really like the credit union shared branching because it's just like I'm going into my local credit union. The services they have are easy to use. You can do anything from your phone, and it's a place I can feel comfortable. It just makes me feel like I'm home.
In 16 years, Greg Gerstner will land the perfect cannonball with friends he's already meeting now at AARP volunteer and community events to help make sure his happiness lives as long as he does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Finding the right vehicle for you and your family can be a daunting task. At Varney Buick GMC, our expert staff is here to make the journey as painless as possible. Our goal is to get you and your family in a vehicle that will best fit into your lifestyle. Communication is key, and our team makes sure to be completely transparent throughout the process, informing you on all of your options. Come experience Varney value, only at Varney Buick GMC.
Summer is ending, but the savings are endless at Bob's Discount Furniture. With 6, 12, 30, and 60-month financing options and new everyday low prices on my highly rated furniture, mattresses, and more. Soak up the savings in store or online because the sun never sets on Bob's Discount.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman.
Buying a home is a big family experience. It is our dream home. Credit union is more like a partner, whether it's your home or whether it's in business. They're local, they're small, they want to take care of their customers just as much as they can. Pretty good feeling to have your local credit union backing you up.
Welcome back, everyone. A Reuters photographer captured the moment that climate protesters halted the U.S. Open women's semifinal between American Coco Gauff and Czech Karolina Makova for nearly an hour on Thursday. With Gauff up a set and holding serve to open the second, a disturbance erupted in the upper bowl of Arthur Ashe Stadium, the sport's largest venue with a seating capacity of over 23,000 people. Stacey Allister, United States Tennis Association Chief Executive, Professional Tennis, told ESPN the disturbance involved 3 climate protesters. 2 were removed peacefully, while a third had glued his feet to the cement floor. He was later freed and seen leaving the stadium in handcuffs. As players looked into the stands, security flooded into that section around where the protesters were shouting. Several major sporting events have now been targeted by climate groups this year. Just Stop Oil protesters interrupted play at Wimbledon in July, releasing orange ticker tape mixed with jigsaw puzzle pieces during those matches. Pretty interesting. Well, the time now is 8:26. Let's get a full look at that weather forecast with Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, Craig, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Dirt Road Acres, your #1 dispensary providing outstanding customer service and award-winning knowledge at most affordable prices. As we get into things this morning, there is an aerial flood advisory that has been issued for parts of Washington County, at least for a while this morning, because of some flooding that has taken place in that area. You can see it's expiring, at least around the time indicated there on the screen. But again, we're going to be watching for that courtesy of some showers and storms that have moved over the same area. Of course, on top of that, some reduced visibility. Washington County dealing with some fog this morning, while other areas across our viewing area, especially in our southern counties, seeing some fog as well. So not a great combo to have some showers and storms causing some flooding and some fog on top of that, making it hard to see. But otherwise, you can see where we've had showers and storms pretty much over that same spot, though. That's why that advisory was issued. But now with the rain tapering off, the flooding should go back down, and that advisory can expire. But as we zoom things out, though, bigger picture looks like this. Area low pressure right about in here, so remaining rather active, and this will all be tracking off towards the east moving forward. So that means chances for showers and thunderstorms over the next few days will be expected. So futurecast moving forward, though, will calm down for a while with the mostly cloudy sky. Maybe some peaks of sunshine later into the day. But as we head towards later on tonight, though, a few showers and storms cannot be ruled out either. Otherwise, a mostly cloudy sky. Maybe some areas of dense fog as well as we start things off for your Saturday. We may have to watch for a few showers and storms Saturday afternoon as well as we do move forward, and maybe into Saturday evening as well, with more areas of dense fog possible in a few areas. But as for the rainfall, though, nothing too meaningful as we head towards your Saturday. At least maybe up to 0.2 of an inch of rain, maybe locally higher amounts in a few spots, at least through Saturday, early Sunday morning. But running through Sunday, Monday, into parts of Tuesday, some more rainfall expected between now and Tuesday, though, maybe up to an inch, maybe 1.5 inches of rainfall in a few spots. Average high temperature is 74 degrees. We'll reach for the mid-80s today, lower 80s for your Saturday. Gradual cool down as lower to middle 70s will be expected Sunday all the way through Thursday of next week. And dew points are still up there, though. Still a little humid out there with dew points forecasted into the 60s and even some 70s. But notice, so by Sunday and a Monday, and even Tuesday and a Wednesday, lower to middle 60s expected. So at least the dew points will start to go down. So for today, mid-80s, mostly cloudy, warm and humid out there. South wind getting up to around 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, upper 60s, mostly cloudy, some fog on the way. A few thunderstorms can't be ruled out. South wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. All right, lower 80s for tomorrow. Scattered showers and thunderstorms on, but otherwise, though, with that south wind getting up to around 5 to 10 miles per hour. All right, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Dirt Road Acres. So showers and storms again Sunday and Monday. Temperatures in the lower to middle 70s and lower 70s again Tuesday with a slight chance for showers.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy? It's Planet Fitness. Now through September 13th, you could join for just $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
That's how we do.
Now is the time to consider taking care of your driveway or parking lot. With more than 25 years experience, Harvey Paving and Seal Coating specializes in asphalt maintenance. A fantastic way to extend the life of your asphalt is by taking care of it, and we will fill in all the cracks and seal coat afterwards. This leaves your driveway with a beautiful finish looking like new. Why not increase the curb appeal of your residential or commercial space? Give us a call today at Harvey Paving and Seal Coating for a free quote, 262-0154.
Hammond Lumber Company has been a trusted partner of professional contractors, do-it-yourselfers, and homeowners for generations. It's the level of trust that Hammond Lumber has earned by providing an extensive selection of products and materials from industry-leading suppliers, with guidance and support through every stage of any project, including delivery of materials throughout Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company is, has been, and will always be your building project partner.
Mom and Dad, you must be so proud.
We're proud of all of our children.
She has to say that.
Oh, you can't run away from me forever.
Just a heads up, this is my good side.
Yeah.
Bazinga, bazinga, bazinga.
Ah! Are you trying to kill me?
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
This morning, hundreds of law enforcement officers continue their hunt for an escaped murderer on the run in southeast Pennsylvania. Residents again spotted Danilo Cavalcante for the 8th time as they grow more frustrated with how long that search is taking. It's now in its 9th day. ABC's M. Wynn has more from Washington.
This morning, the urgent manhunt for a convicted killer in Pennsylvania now in its 2nd week. Authorities investigating the 8th credible sighting of Danilo Cavalcante.
We are checking homes. We are talking to neighbors. We have horses out there as well that are assisting with the search, tactical teams.
Sources tell our Philadelphia station WFVX Cavalcante was spotted on another trail camera near the local Longwood Botanical Gardens, the same area he was spotted in on Monday, shown here appearing to hold a bag. Residents there told to shelter in place as a precaution. Armed law enforcement seen scouring the neighborhood. Police say this sighting of the 34-year-old sentenced to life in prison for murdering his ex-girlfriend indicates he likely has been traveling back and forth and is contained in a search area of 8 to 10 square miles.
This has been going on for a week now, and it has to be beyond frustrating.
It's insane. I mean, it really is insane. And I don't know what to tell you. I mean, special ops get them in here. Anything.
Whatever it takes,
right,
basically.
whatever it takes.
The escapee has eluded hundreds of law officers since he broke out of the Chester County Prison, seen in this stunning security video where he scales these narrow walls to the roof to get out. Officials say the guard in the observation tower has been placed on administrative leave. Prison officials promising increased security at the facility, including additional surveillance cameras to eliminate blind spots.
I believe he becomes more desperate. We will eventually capture him. And when we do, he's going to prison.
The reward for information leading to Cavalcante's capture is now at $20,000, but police warn he's still considered extremely dangerous. M. Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
Well, meanwhile, actor Danny Masterson has been sentenced to 30 years in prison after his conviction on 2 counts of rape. His victims confronting him in the courtroom, one calling him pathetic, disturbed, and completely violent, the other saying that he showed no remorse. Here's ABC's Zoreen Shaw with more.
Tonight, the maximum penalty for Danny Masterson, a judge sentencing the actor to 30 years to life in prison for the rapes of 2 women 2 decades ago. What message does this sentencing send?
I think it shows that there is justice.
It was a stunning fall from grace for the one-time star of That 70s Show. Prosecutors painted a portrait of a predator who spiked the drinks of his 2 victims so he could rape them. The women and Masterson were all members of the Church of Scientology at the time. Jane Doe won today, saying through tears, "I wish I'd reported him sooner to the police." The women claimed the church harassed them after they reported the rapes, something the church has strongly denied. Jane Doe 2 today telling Masterson, "You relish in hurting women. It is your addiction. It is without question your favorite thing to do." Prosecutors today grateful for the testimony.
I know these victims have been waiting a long time for this day. It's been a number of years getting here. They've been through a lot.
The 47-year-old actor showed no emotion as he was sentenced, but his wife at times sobbing. Actress Bijou Phillips, who was stood by Masterson, waved to her husband as he blew her a kiss before being escorted from the courtroom. And the Church of Scientology, they deny ever harassing Masterson's accusers. They say they have no policy discouraging members from reporting criminal conduct. Instead, the church says its policy demands that Scientologists abide by all laws of the land. Zoreen Shaw, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Crews are in day 2 of a life-saving mission to rescue an American trapped in a cave in Turkey. Mark Dickey, a scientist from New Jersey, was part of an expedition to map the interior of that cave when he became ill while more than 3,000 feet beneath the surface. The 40-year-old developed internal bleeding, couldn't eat, and it became clear that there was no way he was climbing out on his own. After 3 days, medical professionals reached him and began giving him blood transfusions. His condition has improved, but he's still too sick to climb out, and the cave is too narrow for stretchers to reach him. Rescuers say it could be several days or even weeks before he's finally brought to the surface. We'll keep you updated on that ordeal. Holy. Well, coming up on the second half of the newscast, a special event this weekend to honor grandparents and others who step in to care for children in need of a parent, along with your weekend forecast. Don't go away. More Good Morning Maine right after this.
Who likes to drink good coffee? At Carabassa Coffee Company, we roast premium quality coffee beans from all over the world. Roasted to perfection in small batches, our coffee is always fresh. We offer a large selection, including our specialty blends, organics, single origins, decaf, and flavor. Whether you like light, medium, or dark roasts, we have coffee to suit every taste. We offer flat rate shipping for online orders, and we ship fast. Carabassa Coffee Company. Drink good coffee.
Mesothelioma is more than a ravaging illness. It is a disease that can ruin a family's finances and is never the victim's fault. The law offices of Joe Bornstein has been fighting and winning for Maine families for nearly 50 years, and we've collected over $500 million for injured Mainers. If you or a loved one is a victim of mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, call Joe today for a free case evaluation and to learn about your family's legal rights. Dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Friday, September 8th, 2023. Today is also International Literacy Day. This holiday is meant to raise awareness and concern for literacy issues that exist within our own communities, as well as globally. Literacy is a matter of dignity and human rights because the barriers that people face who struggle to read and write can be immense. If you need help sharpening your own literacy skills, or if you would like to help folks who need it, you can reach out to Literacy Volunteers of Bangor. They are always looking for more volunteers. All right, now for a bit of history. Back on this day in 1565, the United States saw the first permanent European settlement at St. Augustine in Florida. In 1892, there was the first appearance of the saying of the Pledge of Allegiance in an American youth group. In 1920, U.S. air service began between New York City and San Francisco. And in 1974, American motorcycle daredevil Evel Knievel attempted to jump the Snake River Canyon in Idaho, but he failed, escaping only with minor injuries. You might remember he flew kind of like a rocket car in that event. And finally, now for some more recent history on this day in 2021, a large statue of the Confederate General Robert E. Lee was removed on Monument Avenue in Richmond, Virginia. For birthdays today, we have United States Senator from Vermont, Bernie Sanders. He is 82 years old today, still wearing those mittens apparently. Iconic country and pop singer Patsy Cline was born on this day back in 1932. She died much too young in 1963. And for a more contemporary one, we have rapper Wiz Khalifa, who is 36 years old today. Happy birthday to them. All right, shifting our focus to the forecast now. Looks like a cloudy weekend ahead, maybe some rain too. Here's Devin with the details.
Alrighty, Craig, thank you very much. Happy Friday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Dirt Road Acres, your #1 dispensary providing outstanding customer service and award-winning knowledge at most affordable prices. As we get into things this morning, there was an aerial flood advisory issued for a while this morning for parts of Washington County because of some heavy rainfall that have since fallen in those areas. And we take a look at the radar in a few seconds, we'll show you that. But of course, on top of that, though, areas of dense fog developing this morning. So in Washington County, it looks like we have some fog and some aerial flooding that's taking place this morning, so not a good combo there. But other spots are waking up to some fog in a few areas. But otherwise, here's the radar. You can see the showers and storms that have developed. They've been tracking from the west, going to the east, kind of moving over the same area. That's why an aerial flood advisory has been issued, because there's been some heavy downpours with some of those showers and storms as well. As we do zoom things out, though, we're starting to catch a little bit of a break looking further off towards the west. Overall, we should be dry today with a mostly cloudy sky, but chances for showers and thunderstorms will start to pick up again later on tonight. Mostly cloudy today, maybe some sunshine late in the day as well. A few showers and storms are possible again later on tonight and parts of early tomorrow morning. As for the winds, not bad, roughly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour, maybe more gusty ones along the coast near the ocean area, but nothing too extreme on the way, at least anytime soon. So our hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing a mostly cloudy sky, temperatures rising into the 80s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig?
All right, thank you, Devin. Well, there are more and more grandparents, relatives, and close friends stepping up to make sure children have all they need to get through life. And this weekend will be a chance to say thank you to those people. Adoptive and Foster Families of Maine is celebrating Grandparents' Day this weekend by giving those families a free day out with their kids. On Sunday, the Coal Land Transportation Museum, along with 2 other places in Maine, will be open for free to say thank you to those adults who make such a difference in the lives of young people.
So the children and the families will come, they'll do the tour, we'll have some games for them outside and some little treats for the entire family in a way to say thank you to the caretakers in particular.
The festivities will be from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. on Sunday. For more information, you can visit AFFM.net. Again, that web address is AFFM.net. Still to come this morning, Tyler Cruz with all the day's sports news, and we'll be talking about obesity with a special guest today. Don't go away.
Dirt Road Acres, your #1 trusted dispensary. Dirt Road Acres provides outstanding patient consulting and services to Eastern and Central Maine. Located at the corner of Route 9 and Route 7 in Dixmont. Stop by and see Jen or one of the girls today. Now offering delivery.
Maine is a one-of-a-kind beautiful state, and there's no better way to see it than from the air. Fletcher Mountain Aviation offers an aerial experience like no other, featuring seaplane flights where you will see the best views in Maine from the air and land on Maine's most beautiful lakes. An experience you will never forget, with views from the northern Maine woods, Moosehead Lake, and Katahdin regions. Come fly and see our beautiful state from the sky with Fletcher Mountain Aviation. Visit our website here or scan the QR code to book your flight today.
What can your John Deere compact tractor do? Attachments for any job. Financing that's as easy as...
like getting a library card.
Affordable.
You're going to get this bigger tractor, and it's going to be less money.
Dependable.
Through the rain, through the snow, I'll work through it all.
Comfortable.
And I haven't any idea how we survive without it.
Experience United and build a tractor package customized for you.
Harvey High is now in session. Today's subjects: biology.
Name an animal with the long neck.
Dinosaur, long neck, yeah.
Let me ask you something. When the last time you seen one?
Anatomy.
Name a part of Steve Harvey that a woman might want to kiss.
Your six-pack.
The six-pack? Does she know who Steve Harvey is? You got to dig for it, but it's in there.
Get schooled with Family Feud.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
Dirt Road Acres, your #1 trusted dispensary. Dirt Road Acres provides outstanding patient consulting and services to Eastern and Central Maine. Located at the corner of Route 9 and Route 7 in Dixmont. Stop by and see Jen or one of the girls today. Now offering delivery.
Nebraska, Colorado, Oregon, Texas Tech, and Stanford, USC. It all kicks off Saturday at noon Eastern on Fox.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's start out on the high school soccer pitch. Penobscot Valley girls soccer coming into the season as defending Class D North champs. They've got a good chunk of players coming back, and with some new additions to their field, they are looking for another run this year. Ryan Sudol has more.
We have a lot of hunger. We have a lot to show. Hopefully it turns out in our favor this year.
Penobscot Valley girls soccer won the D North championship last year before being shut out at state by North Yarmouth. But these girls have short memories.
You know, once you do that, all you can think about is like, well, when's the next season?
With the season underway, the Howlers' expectations have not changed. For starters, PVC Class D Player of the Year Lila Cummings is back after winning the award as a freshman.
So much of what we do goes through her. You know, she's our central part of the field, and you know, even if she's not scoring the goals, she's moving the ball up, drawing defenders. She can play really anywhere.
Cummings was the lead scorer last year, with the bulk of their incredible offense being freshmen and sophomores.
It's really amazing to see that they're contributing so much to the team, knowing that when we move forward, we still have all that there for us.
Most of their incredible defense is also back and returning Mia Neal, a vital piece to their 2021 season, who missed all of last year to injury.
It is so exciting. It was a long, long year. I was so excited to be back with my teammates. It just felt so nice.
We've been together through it all. Just having someone, another person that you know that you can trust, being there, having your back. It's been so amazing.
But the biggest new wrinkle for this season, The Howlers' home field can now host night games with their brand new lights.
I think it just adds a new element of excitement. We played that opener against Bangor Christian. It was almost like a homecoming type crowd.
Having those late games brings everyone in, and just playing under the lights is such an amazing feeling.
The lights were fully funded by community members and businesses. Just goes to show how much they love their Howlers, and the Howlers want nothing more than to make good on the investment.
They're honestly just always there to support us, even when maybe we don't have a good game, but they're always there.
It means a lot, and we mean a lot to them. Every day we work harder, make the people that made this happen proud of us.
In Howland, I'm Ryan Sudol, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Thanks for that, Ryan. Let's stay on the high school sports scene now, and we are going to start with some field hockey. The Nokomis Warriors on the road paying a visit to the Huskies out of MCI. First quarter will pick it up. No score, Huskies on the attack. Celia Stinson gets it inside to Ashley Jarvis. A nice pass there to an open Charlotte Peasley. MCI is on the board. Score is 1-0. And from there on out, it was a goalie showcase. Look at Chichi Rivera. She is doing it all in net to keep her Huskies up 1-0. Sprawling out, crawling around. What an effort for her right there. Here's Nokomis now. Madeline Roundy, nice move around the defense. Ava Lovely gets it, but again, Rivera sprawling out for the save. Late in the half now, Peasley again with it all alone, but the Warrior defense comes up with a stop, and that is a clutch stop. A nice play from Abby Reynolds and Aaliyah Drummond. Nokomis wins 2-1 in overtime is the final. All right, here we go to some high school football action, some Thursday night football action. John Baptist Bangor Christian hosting Belfast at Alphonse Stadium. Early first quarter, Crusaders' Aiden Willett with a great ball fake, and he will score. That's going to make it 7-0 after one drive. Next drive, Willett, the pitch out to Hayden Rollins, but Belfast Riker Evans tracks him down for the 7-yard loss, but it didn't stop the Crusaders. Here's Logan McMahon on a sweep. He's got some speed, and he's got a touchdown for John Baptist. That's going to make it 13-0. Still in the first later on, Hollins takes it right up the gut, a stiff arm, and he is in the clear on his way for 6 to extend the Crusaders' lead. They win this one 44-16 is the final. And now for some other scores from around the area. In soccer, Brewer over Messalonsky 4-0, and Bangor over Camden Hills Girls 3-0. In Class C soccer, Panquist over Searsport 8-0, and Herman Hawks Girls Soccer over MDI 9-1. All right, that is all the time we have for sports. Big sports splits coming up on Friday. We'll be right back after the break.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Who has the best kept secret in Penobscot County?
We do!
Welcome to Maple Lane Farms, a fifth-generation family farm that's committed to providing you with the best quality products. Our farm-raised local and sustainable meat is flash frozen to lock in the freshness and natural flavors. Experience the top-notch quality of our meat that's naturally raised without any antibiotics or hormones. Get the best of both worlds, quality and affordability. Try Maple Lane Farms today, the candy store for the carnivore.
In 18 years, Grant Gill will become an improv legend. That's why he's preparing for it now, with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
When you've experienced fire and smoke damage in your home, when pipes break and you have water everywhere, when you're concerned about your family's health because of mold, you need a friendly face to take care of it all. You need the friendly faces of Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. We're just a click or call away. Whatever life throws at you, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is here for you. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest.
I'll go naked. I bet you will. 25 words or less.
Flip-flop, cougar, Little Caesars.
Sounds like a Tuesday for me.
Every weekday at 9 on Fox 22.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, we're joined by a very special guest today to talk about some unique events coming up that you may want to take in yourself. Sarah Stewart is here. You are a nurse practitioner, and you're going to help people destigmatize weight loss and talking about being obese and that kind of thing. Why is this so important, and who is this for?
Well, I'd like everyone to come, not just people who are like necessarily struggling with their weight, but just interested in prevention and nutrition and just overall health. So with destigmatizing weight, we know that eating less and moving more does not work. And then we blame the patient that, you know, they're not following a calorie restricted diet or exercising enough. And it puts a lot of like guilt and shame and embarrassment on the patient, and it's not fair. You know, we know that weight is actually like a symptom of underlying hormonal and metabolic dysfunction. And so until we kind of correct the hormone signaling and correct some of the metabolic dysfunction, you know, people will continue to struggle with weight.
Yeah. There are ways to do that too, through medications and other things, the way you eat.
Absolutely, yeah. Different ways to pattern your meals, different foods to pair together that can target some of these satiety hormones. Also, you know, I work a lot with time-restricted eating and intermittent fasting. So at the talk, you won't hear me talk about calories like at all, which is, I think, liberating for a lot of people. So I'm really excited to share this to the community. I'm not making any money. Like, I just really care about the health of the
Why? Tell me about that. Why personally is this so important to you to get this out across? You know, people are struggling out there.
Yeah, I think about 50% of U.S. adults are meeting criteria for either prediabetes or diabetes, and then 75% of U.S. adults are either classified as being like overweight or obese, which, you know, I hate BMI criteria, and I'll talk about that.
And everybody's different too. So,
yeah. And in the office, I'm treating all of these conditions, right? So hypertension, high cholesterol, diabetes. A lot of patients are suffering with fatty liver disease, and they all kind of have this underlying core metabolic pathway. So if we can address that issue, metabolic health, then all of these other chronic conditions can be improved upon or prevented, you know, cancer, Alzheimer's. So
it can lead to so much, and you can live that happier, healthier life you've been wanting to. But sometimes it gets frustrating from too. You reach a brick wall. Maybe if you can get to those underlying problems, make things better.
Yeah, and that's what it's about. It's really like, it's not about the weight, right? Weight is just what everyone focuses on, but it's about living happier, healthier, you know, a more vibrant life.
Well, we appreciate you coming in. Again, one will be taking place in Piscataquis County, another one up at the Old Town Orono YMCA coming up here. Where can people go if they want more information on this? So, website?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll be advertised on the YMCA website, and there's the phone number to register. But I also have a Facebook group called Worth the Wait, WEIGHT. So I share a lot of information on there, and including, you know, events coming up.
Okay, let me get you to repeat that name. What's the name of the Facebook group?
It's called Worth the Wait.
Worth the Wait. Okay.
WEIGHT.
My hearing is getting worse as I get older, so I'm always telling people to repeat it.
Yeah.
So, Sarah, thank you so much for coming in. It's a pleasure to meet you. We'll get you back in here next time you have something going on too.
Love to.
So, all right, good luck.
Great.
Now we're going to send things over to Devin with a forecast.
Alrighty, Craig, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Dirt Road Acres, your #1 dispensary providing outstanding customer service and award-winning knowledge at most affordable prices. As we get into things this morning, there is an aerial flood advisory that has been issued for parts of Washington County, at least for a while this morning, because of some flooding that has taken place in that area. You can see it's expiring, at least around the time indicated there on the screen. But again, we're going to be watching for that, courtesy of some showers and storms that have moved over the same area. Of course, on top of has some reduced visibility. Washington County dealing with some fog this morning, while other areas across our viewing area, especially in our southern counties, seeing some fog as well. So not a great combo to have some showers and storms causing some flooding and some fog on top of that, making it hard to see. But otherwise, you can see where we've had showers and storms pretty much over that same spot, though. That's why that advisory was issued. But now with the rain tapering off, the flooding should go back down, and that advisory can expire. But as we zoom things out, though, bigger picture looks like this. Area low pressure right about in here, so remaining rather active. And this will all be tracking off towards the east, moving forward. So that means chances for showers and thunderstorms over the next few days will be expected. So futurecast moving forward, though, will calm down for a while with the mostly cloudy sky. Maybe some peaks of sunshine later into the day. But as we head towards later on tonight, though, a few showers and storms cannot be ruled out either. Otherwise, a mostly cloudy sky. Maybe some areas of dense fog as well as we start things off for your Saturday. We may have to watch for a few showers and storms Saturday afternoon as well as we do move forward, and maybe into Saturday evening as well, with more areas of dense fog possible in a few areas. But as for the rainfall, though, nothing too meaningful as we head towards your Saturday. At least maybe up to 2/10 of an inch of rain, maybe locally higher amounts in a few spots, at least through Saturday, early Sunday morning. But running through Sunday, Monday into parts of Tuesday, some more rainfall expected between now and Tuesday, though, maybe up to an inch, maybe an inch and a half of rainfall in a few spots. Average high temperature is 74 degrees. We'll reach for the mid-80s today, lower 80s for your Saturday. Gradual cool down as lower to middle 70s will be expected Sunday all the way through Thursday of next week. And dew points are still up there, though. Still a little humid out there with dew points forecasted into the 60s and even some 70s. But notice so by Sunday and a Monday, and even Tuesday and a Wednesday, lower to middle 60s expected. So at least the dew points will start to go down. So for today, mid-80s, mostly cloudy, warm and humid out there. South wind getting up to around 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, upper 60s, mostly cloudy, some fog on the way. A few thunderstorms can't be ruled out. South wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. All right, lower 80s for tomorrow. Scattered showers and thunderstorms on, but otherwise, though, with that south wind getting up to around 5 to 10 miles per hour. All right, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Dirt Road Acres. So showers and storms again Sunday and the Monday. Temperatures in the lower to middle 70s and lower 70s.